does the faded image that you're looking at here depict one of the only legitimate pre-digital era photos of another alien being? Well, a Brazilian man who, during his abduction, this very photograph was snapped, would tell you emphatically yes. But first, let's get into a little of the history behind this photograph and where it came from. Now, the actual photograph itself is held within a well-known collection, a collection that has been said by many to be the greatest UFO archive in history. The photograph itself, among thousands of others, were recently in 2017 put on exhibition as a part of something called Conspiracy Week at the Photographers Gallery in England. The exhibition pulled together the extensive archives of the pioneering Lieutenant Colonel Wendell C. Stevens, who is one of the most famous UFO researchers who, after leaving the U.S. Air Force, dedicated his life to the study of extraterrestrials and UFOs. And with Mr. Stevens having passed away, the exhibition, containing over 400 slides of research and photography, offers an unbiased insight into the world of the notorious UFO hunter. Now, this particular photo here is among a group of a couple other photographs taken by a man who had been abducted on a November night in 1982. And the entity seen within one of the photographs, an amiable creature from outer space called Rama, who is the protagonist in a little-known abduction case that supposedly occurred in the Brazilian city of Botucatu in the early 1980s. Now, we don't know much about this, but what we do know is that a Brazilian man by the name of João Valerio de Silva and his eldest son were abducted by this alien Rama on a regular basis and taken to its home planet with the goal of repopulation. In fact, the diehard researcher Mr. Stevens even devoted a book to this, and had also reproduced several atmospheric photographs depicting a shadowy humanoid-looking figure whom the claimants said was their extraterrestrial friend Rama. There was even a peculiar photo of the lower half of De Silva's face featuring his bushy mustache that was said to have been taken by Rama himself. It was said that due to the rising frequency with which these abductions would take place, Mr. De Silva was known to hide a small camera on his person so that possibly one day he would be able to sneak a photo or two once he was taken to this alien planet. Now, unfortunately, we only have two photographs. One of the actual alien that you're seeing here, and another one that again was said to have been taken on another alien planet, where we can see what appears to be some sort of craft or solid object back in the distance, what appear to be rocks in between, and another shadowy figure here in the foreground. Now, in this single case, and there are many like this, we have a number of surprising elements which would be patently impossible for this witness to hoax, while at the same time there were a number of witnesses who testify to their validity. The abductee was said to have been contacted many times, more than 20, and that he had been taken away from Earth at least 5 times. Not only had he been taken to other planetary bodies in space, but he had said that he had witnessed other people from Earth, both aboard the spacecraft and on another planet. After many of these abductions, Mr. Volino's recollections would be hazy, sometimes remembering nothing until he saw the flying disc with its occupants, quote, disappearing in a manner as rapidly and strange as their arrival, with a brilliantly radiant mass of red light ascending with a magnificent speed before being lost in the skies above. Now, it's also said that he was given artifacts and substances, some of which he brought back to Earth and actually had tested and analysis done by professional laboratories, which showed them to be, quote, unearthly material beyond our capability to produce. He claimed that the ET showed him scenes from our future, including catastrophes on our planet and things which he was forbidden to discuss. But what he would say is that what he saw and what his experience taught him was that a new world of prospects should be opened, such as discussion of reincarnation, the incarnation of ETs in Earth bodies, along with the suggestion that long-term ongoing contacts exist between planetary societies. To this day, the so-called UFO abduction at Badu Katu remains one of the most interesting cases in all of ufology, and its photographs, specifically this one here, one of the rare gems that is part of a famous UFO archive collection, and that very well may show one of the only, if not the only, photograph known to man, or at least to the public, depicting an actual alien being. And so with that, you guys tell me what you think down below. Have you heard of this case? And do you have similar cases that you'd like me to do videos on in the future? Let me know down below, send me an email or a message on Twitter, and I definitely